Good morning, Pre-K4. Today's book is called Sammy Spider's First Day of School, written by Sylvia A. Rouse, illustrated by Catherine Janice Kahn. Kindness to animals. Sammy Spider was dangling from his web on the kitchen ceiling when he heard Mrs. Shapiro calling Josh. "Time for school!" "Can I go to school too?" Sammy asked his mother. "Silly little Sammy," she answered. "Spiders don't go to school. Spiders spin webs." Sammy lowered himself on a strand of webbing and perched on the lunchbox near Josh's backpack. "Don't forget your lunch," Mrs. Shapiro reminded Josh. He tucked his lunchbox into his backpack. He didn't notice Sammy. Mrs. Spider sighed. "Oh, I guess my little Sammy is going to school after all." Inside the backpack, Sammy shuddered. "It's dark in here. I hope we get there soon." "We're here," announced Mrs. Shapiro as she pulled into the school parking lot. She helped Josh out of the car and walked him to his classroom. "Boker Tov." "Good morning, Miss Sarah," welcomed Josh. "You're just in time for opening circle." Josh took his lunchbox out of the backpack and he put it in his cubby. He joined his classmates on the rug. Sammy climbed down and followed. The children listened as Miss Sarah read a book about Noah's Ark. Noah brought 2 of every animal onto the ark to save them from the great flood, she said. "How do you think he took care of them?" "He fed them," Jordan answered. "He made sure they stayed dry." "Except when he was giving them a bath," Gabby added. "He touched them gently so they wouldn't get scared," replied Josh. "I like your answers. You're really thinking," said Miss Sarah. "Do any of you have pets at home?" "I have a hamster," responded Jordan. "I feed him and help him clean his cage." "My dog likes to play catch with me," said Todd. "My kitten purrs when I rub the back of her neck." "Why doesn't Josh tell them about me?" Sammy wondered. "It sounds like you already know something about an important Jewish value, kindness to animals," Miss Sarah told them. "Josh, would you like to feed the goldfish today?" she asked, handing him a small container of food. "Then you could join your friends." Sammy watched Josh carefully sprinkle food into the fishbowl. A little bit fell on the floor. He tasted it. "Yuck!" he exclaimed. "I'm glad I'm not a fish." "It's a good thing children don't have 8 legs," Sammy said to himself, dodging their feet as they hurried to the activity centers. He followed Josh to the easel. Josh put on a smock, picked up a large brush, and began to paint. A few drops splattered onto Sammy's head. "Oops." "Josh, come help me," he called Shannon, who was making a tall tower of blocks. "Sure," he answered. "Let's build Noah's Ark." Sammy wiped off the paint and crawled over to watch. Suddenly, the blocks came tumbling down, and Sammy scurried away just in time. He was glad when Miss Sarah announced cleanup. At snack time, Miss Sarah gave each child a slice of banana and some animal crackers. "Wow, it looks like Noah's Ark," exclaimed Sammy as he watched Josh line up his animals on the banana boat. "Where's my snack?" he wondered, and then he remembered. Spiders don't eat bananas. Spiders spin webs. After snack, it was time to go outside. "Who wants to help put seeds in our bird feeder?" asked Miss Sarah. Sammy looked out the window and saw 2 large birds swoop down into the play yard. He decided to stay inside. Sammy watched Josh hang upside down on the sidebars. "I can do that too," Sammy thought, dangling from a silky strand of webbing. Miss Sarah smiled when Gabby picked up a snail and brought it to her. Sammy couldn't hear what Miss Sarah said, but he knew Gabby put the snail back into the flower bed. When the children came inside again, Sammy crawled next to Josh. This time someone saw him. "A spider!" shrieked Shannon. "I'm afraid of spiders," cried Gabby. "Step on it," yelled Jordan. "Leave it alone," said Josh. "It can't hurt you. Don't you remember what Miss Sarah said? We have to be kind to animals." "It's not an animal. It's a bug," insisted Todd. "We need to be kind to all creatures," said Miss Sarah. Josh picked up Sammy. Seeing the little spider crawl across his hand made the other children less afraid. "Can I hold him?" asked Jordan. "Me too," Shannon asked cautiously. "He tickles my hand," laughed Gabby when it was her turn. "It's time to let the spider go," said Miss Sarah. Josh carefully carried Sammy outside and gently placed him on the ground. "Goodbye, little spider," he whispered. "Go home to your mother." While the children washed their hands for lunch, Sammy crawled back inside the classroom and climbed into Josh's backpack. "That was close," he thought. "I think I'd better stay here until school is over." There he is. On the ride home, Josh told his mother about the little spider. "I'm proud of you, Josh," said Mrs. Shapiro. "You helped your friends understand what kindness to animals means." When Josh arrived home, he emptied his backpack. Sammy crawled out and hurried back to his web. "How was your day at school?" asked Mrs. Spider. "I made a lot of friends," announced Sammy. "They were very kind to me." "Will you go back tomorrow?" inquired Mrs. Spider. "Silly Mommy," he said. "Spiders don't go to school. Spiders spin webs."